me see here. I'm gonna pull the stream up, open on my phone. Of course, I got YouTube Shorts going. So this episode, I'm gonna call this one "Searching for Stitches," and the reason why I'm doing that is because I desperately need to find a way to patch up my clothing. So it's either that or lose all of my gear, and I'd rather not do that. Um, certain things, after you destroy an article of clothing, you can't reuse it. If you were to pull something out of it, you won't be able to put it back in. So, hoping this is the correct server, because if it is, it'll just take 15 seconds. There we go. There's only 7 people online right now, and that to me is a little low. But it's low enough for me to trust building a home base, so that way if I were to jump to another server and pull all my weapon supplies and all that good jazz with me, that it's gonna stay somewhat safe. Um, Kind of a cheap move, I guess. I don't see anything near me. My inventory doesn't say there's anything near me, so I'm just. Thought I heard something there. So here we go. I am just looping around really quickly just to check these houses again, just to double check that I'm not running away from. Ooh, get that. Another sniper rifle. No magazine, but I bet you I probably have a magazine on me that might fit. Either that or I just dropped the ones that would work. Um, Before zombies start spawning. Sure he's not a zombie. Okay, before zombies start spawning, I want to get at least a few houses in, just to search around, see if I can actually find myself a sewing kit. Or, maybe just get out of the area. Don't need any 12 gauge. I really dislike using shotguns, but in the beginning of this series, I actually grabbed a shotgun and made a pretty decent run. Saved my ass from the local wildlife, which had actually come back to haunt me earlier in the same town. There's a zombie right back there, so I'm going to try to make my way back to the coastline. I have a very long trip ahead of me, and it's very possible to run into some more wolves along the way. Oh, look at that. The next town's not that far. Since I'm so far north and very close to the Northwest Airfield, it's very possible that I will just run into them at random in between houses and stuff. So I'm going to run with my gun out. Last episode, there wasn't really that many people online. There was one person when I joined the server, and when I hopped off, there was 4 people. So a total, including myself, there was at least maybe 5 people on the server all at once. That's not too much. It's not enough to have to worry so much about, but that's more than enough to not let your guard down regardless. You don't want to get into a habit of just running and not paying attention to where you're going. And then also, if you want to keep heading in a specific direction, you could always press the look around button. That way, you stay looking in a certain direction and you just release it. That zombie just spawned in. This door was wide open. This house is wide open. It's very possible that I won't find a sewing kit, especially if I'm running in the same trajectory as another player, or hi Sarah, or maybe even another, another direction where that they decided to pick up a sewing kit and just oops. Okay, let's hope. Here, I'll do this. Oop, almost wasted a shot. Here we go. But like I was saying, this episode is called Searching for Stitches because either I'm gonna be looking for a way to patch up my clothing or I'm gonna be fighting my way out. So it's a repeater. Out of curiosity, I want to know what kind of a 357. Don't have any 357 rounds, which is kind of unfortunate. I don't think I found any 357 because I had a repeater earlier. I swapped out a repeater for another rifle. Ended up accidentally shooting one of the two rounds that I had, and then I just kind of decided, fuck it, I'm gonna drop it with an extra shot in it. So I guess 357. Wow. Speak of the devil. It's not like a whole box or anything though, so if I got into a gunfight, I'd probably get screwed over. Which is why I like the VSS. It's a silenced rifle. It's got a built-in silencer on it, and this is a pretty decently heavy round. But speak of the freaking devil. Look at that. Now I can repair my clothing so that way it doesn't get too terribly destroyed. The only thing that really mattered to me was fixing up my shirt, my pair of pants. Next on the list is to try to find some duct tape or maybe a leather sewing kit and fix up my vest, my shoes, my gloves, so on and so forth. No way. No way. All right. So I'm gonna set this down, and I'm gonna hover over this little guy here. Pick that one up, and I do believe that this is a 9mm pistol. It is. So that's going to replace a Glock, and I have many, many rounds for it. What I do not have for it currently is space in my inventory to be able to just pull it out at random. So what I am going to do, fortunately, just going to put that on the floor. Open up this box round, or box of rounds, I guess. Swap for the magazine, and then just fill it up right now. That's one thing I didn't have for the Glock. I couldn't find any magazines for it. But I have found a couple magazines for this gun, and I'm really happy to say that I found one that was let's see, put that in my inventory. I'm glad I found an entire weapon that basically had the thing in there, so or had the whole magazine with it. Makes it a little bit better. Uh, what I could do, I guess, is I can just throw the AK, but the AK actually has a little bit more, uh, let's say, value than the 45, the one that I'm holding right now, the SG or the USG 45. The reason why I say that is because it hits harder and the bullets fly a little bit further as well. Um, Kind of happy I found that little stash. It's for cooking. Pretty sure I checked that building there. And a raw apple. I mean, technically all apples are raw, so you cook them, but if there's no reason to cook an apple, then damn, I don't even have enough space for this. Okay, so I'm going to drop the Vega. There's that in my inventory space. So now I can keep my blade sharpened. I can do what I need to do, actually. Is that a good apple? No, it's not. What I will do, since it's just slightly out of view, I'm going to drop the AK right here. If anybody finds it, well, congratulations. Alright, so I would say that we're not even like 10, 15 minutes into this episode, and I've pretty much found what I wanted. Um, Kind of sucks that I had to drop the AK, but I definitely need the inventory space, so I'm not even mad. Now that we're far enough away from that little town, I can probably get up and start running. I could probably even throw that in my inventory. I can't. So that means I have the ability to start eating some of this victory chicken that I got from the Northwest Airfield. And I'm not gonna lie, this feels good. This feels nice. Um, I don't want to soak my shoes or anything. Although my character is already soaked, still. This looks like a military camp. It is. Okay. Oh, screw it. I hate that I get so paranoid in this game that I think a random bush is a zombie sometimes. I was gonna walk straight into that barbed wire. Vega magazine. It's a navy hat. Zombush. That's funny. You need to shave. Just kidding. Undead pubic hair. You know what? Where's that pistol at? Oh, please don't tell me I lost that pistol. No, I didn't. Okay. I was a little worried, but... Oh, damn. Okay, for some reason, I thought that was for a pistol. Oh, look. 45 rounds. These ones are tracers, so let's see if I have this in tracer form. Don't think I do, but I just filled up my inventory space. Gonna do it. Pull a grenade and just run. Unpin. Oop. Bitch. Man, that worked out. Oh fuck. Duplication glitch. I just duplicated the amount of zombies that are on me. Never mind. Triple. Jesus Christ. Oh, here comes another. Alright, so not only did that just... It was fun, but it was also scary at the same time. What is that? What's the door? I was a little scared that I wouldn't be able to throw the grenade in time, to be honest. What are those? Oh, that was fun. It also worries me a little bit because I have 2 grenades just strapped to my chest, so... I got my anxiety going a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't think anybody heard that. feel like there was something in that slot right there, but I don't even remember what it would. Oh, it was the AK. Okay. That's a zombie over there. The zombies are too far out for it to be me. Be a little careful in this area because I don't want to get killed. So. Be very careful. I'll let me jump over the fence. It's a little odd. That's a hospital right there. They don't spawn as much gear as they used to. Check rooftops, windows, everything. Those zombies that were over there were not spawned here because of me. So. This one, maybe. Definitely that one. Jesus Christ, Helen Keller. A lot of people like to use these hospitals for hiding spaces. Put that hatchet away. There's no way over here, but at least I can look around. No, I can't because that hole is in the way. This badly damaged, but it's the same as the patch that I have on my arm, so I might take that. And I'm gonna drop this here. There we go. There we go. So now if I ever decide to start building a base, the only thing that I actually need would be some wire, maybe a hacksaw or something like that. But fairly confident that I have what I need to start building a little hideaway house. I'm not seeing too many zombies like before, so I'm thinking that what is here currently is specifically here because of me, but earlier when I was just running into the town, there's far too many zombies, way too far away for it to be because of me, so. I actually can come over here and start checking some of these garages. Gas can. Just a random police hut sitting over there. I can probably go check that. There's a fucking hacksaw. Do I even have the room for it? I don't. Let's do this. Now I do. Alright. Just gonna swap out with the VSS. I missed a shot. That's perfect. I guess I could use, some nails if I ever find any. Burlap sack. I'll leave it. I was thinking about cutting it up and maybe turning it into a ghillie suit wrap, but the problem with that is that I have not found any camo netting, or I have found camo netting. I haven't found any regular netting, but they should make it so that way you use the camo net as well as a regular net or something like that for like the same purposes. Um, I don't know why I had the random thought to just check this building. Be checking like utility closets like this, or any kind of spot that you would assume there would be tools, like sheds. Please tell me that's not a bomb scene. I'm glad it's not, but people like to make improvised explosives, so. Splitting axe. I have a hatchet. And I have a sharpening stone, so I can make the hatchet last a little while. Oh, can you not hop the fence? Nope. Carrying a little too much. A lighter. I might actually grab that. That way I don't have to search for bark or make a drill kit or anything like that. I can just light the fire. A little bit of a hoarder, apparently. Not in real life, just for this game. So if you looked at my truck, that would probably look a little different. My car is trashed right now. But to be fair, it's not even close to me at the moment. I have to go get that. I was thinking about going to go take a look at it later today, but I'm just not feeling at the par. Car battery. Interesting. What I'm curious about is why there's a hospital. Water bottles would have been nice earlier. Found glass bottles, but hey, 357. The original DayZ mod, these places used to be packed with gear. You'd be lucky to find much at all, but they had like little boxes of stuff that you can grab and be able to just run off with like a whole stack of gear. Either be sitting on a box or a bench right there, or on the exact opposite side. Jesus Christ. Way too many zombies in this area for me to be comfortable. I feel like I've killed my fair share of these zombies all over town. I really don't want to leave a footprint of where I've been going, so I'm literally just trying to leave, but I'm also trying not to get shot, so I may just be running in a straight direction, but I'm looking at everything around me, so I don't want to pinch myself in a spot where I can't find anything or else get shot at. Um, so as I'm moving, it kind of throws off the field of view of like what's around me, so I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not getting flanked or shot at personally. Checking windows, checking corners. I'm even looking in the left-hand corner or the right-hand corner of my screen rather than, you know, turning my face until I absolutely see something. I have a shovel on my back. Out in the open, so I'm gonna stand up, try to get back to that railroad tracks. Couldn't see anything if I wanted to over here. But due to the fact that this is actually remotely close to the Northwest Airfield, I don't really want to stay in this area or try to build a base in this area. What I do want to do, if I do end up building a base, is I'll build it, along the coastline, somewhere nice and tucked away. A place I'm familiar with. There's the train tracks. That's pretty nice. Another reason why I wanted to come up here is so that way I can track down other animals. I want to try to find some more food if possible, but I also have some victory chicken that I got at the airfield. Bow down on that in a little bit, but I'm pretty decent on being able to find food. My food and my water look decent as it is currently, so I can't really make out what that says there. Looks like a fist, and then person whistling, and then heart sign. So I hope you're not trying to fist me. last thing that I need right now. Okay, it was the train tracks. I was like, did I hear another chicken? If anything, I'm gonna hear an animal from a distance before I see it. Um, and the same thing happened a little while ago. Love listening to the chatter. Okay. Um, yeah, trust me, if I got fisted, I'd definitely be chattering. Be like, ah, stop that. No. Just kidding. Um, trying to make light of that joke. Might as well just save the other half of this victory chicken for when I get to the coastline. Play game. That's all I'm saying. Sheesh. I hear you. I hear you. Um, I was just trying to say, there's only two holes you can fit a fist in if you truly tried, and I'm not trying to try to put a fist in any part of me. It's just the way that the emojis looked when you sent them to me. Kind of made it look hilarious. Like your cat calling me with a friendly threat. But then again, that's just from me looking at it on my screen. Oh, it's an ear. Okay, I thought it was a fist. That's funny. I had to look at my phone in order to see it in chat properly. God, that's terrible. I'm live streaming this, so that's it's made it into the episode already. Woohoo! Victory chicken. Let's slightly change the subject. Is that a that's a camping tent or cabin? The military car here. So I wonder what this little setup is for. You know, it'd be nice is if somebody put a do that one day. Oh hell yeah! Clean up my weapon. I found it in this condition. I didn't wear it out. Just saying. Trying to see what else I could use it on before I just toss it to the curb. Oh, I can get rid of that. Yeah. See, there's the victory chicken. But I have way too much shit on me for my own good. Where's that fucking pistol? There we go. I can probably drop the AK rounds or magazine over here and have a little bit more working space, but I need to go through and see what I do have, and now I lost it. Wow. Here we go. Nope, won't fit. That won't fit either. I should really read rather than just trying to force something to work in that area. So I'll just do that. That green beret. No, it's just a random green beanie. And then an arrow. Just one little cabin off in the woods. That would be a nice little spot to make a little fort. Fortunately, I do not want to do it right there because there are way too many prying eyes in this area, from what I'm assuming. Um, this is just way too obvious over here, especially next to the train line. Uh, I have a better place in mind, one where I'd potentially be able to find a little bit more, box nails, stuff like that, so that way I can create my own little flagpole and whatnot, or hide a little stash with the shovel. I would like to find a metal wire, but in order to apply the wire to my base, I would probably need a pair of pliers. So. Rangefinder, don't need that. Completely destroyed fresh spawn jacket. Don't need that. That too would be a nice little hidey hole. But more people would come and check in this little area than what I'm comfortable with. Although that sets up an idea for later on, just in case I need to make an emergency stash house or something like that far away from my base. And my character dried out. Nice. If you weren't watching the last video, I was at Northwest Airfield and I raided all around the airfield, and I didn't see a damn soul. Um, the server has had a little population for quite some time now, so I feel like people have just kind of hopped off and just decided, okay, I'm not playing DayZ as much right now, uh, especially because I'm playing on an official server, so there's not a whole lot to do unless you're specifically looking to do something. Not a lot of players know how to do that. I know exactly where this railroad track leads. Sorry for the hiccups there. Had some hard-boiled eggs earlier just for some extra protein, so got a little bit of a lag spike right there. Either that or I was just tripping over the floor. Garden lime. I don't need that. Those baby pictures. They are baby snapping. That's good. Such cute photos. Let's save them. As per Judge's orders, baby is with mom right now, so I have all the time in the world to stream these videos for Mother's Day week. So, just been pumping out video after video after video, and this is episode 10 so far this week. And I've been extremely bored without my daughter. Yeah, I feel bad that she's not here, but I also trust the environment that she's in. I trust her mom. Um, Hoping to be able to work things out with baby's mom so that way we can all be together in the same house. That'd be great. But because she's not here, I've just been neglecting cleaning, doing some dishes. It's not terrible in the house over here, but I'm so bored that I'm like, you know what? I might as well post a couple videos to YouTube. I might, try to keep up with everything and, try to entertain myself rather than freaking out. So, eventually, though, this train line will stop. Um, I have run into one convoy along the way following this railroad track. And to be honest, following this railroad track can take a while. But it's a lot quicker than running through city to city to city to city to city. And then if I get hungry, I can probably go hunt for some fish over there in the water. They should make it so that way you can hunt with spears. I don't know if that's a possibility, but I mean you can sharpen sticks already. You should make it so that you can visibly see the fish in the water in a local pond or a creek and try to go hunting. That'd be nice. It would take a lot of strain out of searching for a collapsible fishing rod, which I think I've spent like 2 episodes searching for a collapsible rod, and then I died. And then in episode 3, I started fresh, so I did the same thing, started looking for a collapsible fishing rod, and I never found it. So I eventually gave up on wearing just a simple boonie hat and, having bones in my inventory to turn into fish hooks. So, but when I get to where I'm going, we can eat this victory chicken and take a swig or two off of the water bottle, and then get cracking on building a base. I got 5 people watching at this point in time. Go ahead and smash that like button or, comment anything that you'd like to comment. I can see it on the screen, and if I misinterpret what's being said, I can see it on my phone as well, so that way I don't think somebody's trying to fist me again. South Sarah posted an ear in the chat, but it looked like a fist, so I was like, I'm trying to get anything going that I shouldn't. And yeah, this is a long, tedious walk just from Northwest Airfield back to the coast. That's what the plan is. After I get to the coastline, I'm gonna build a little makeshift shelter so that way I can store some of my items, and then from there, start crafting an actual base to be able to run back and forth to with some decent gear. So just giving some retarded commentary along the way, and I apologize for using the R word. At least I didn't say it with a hard R. Say it like the Hangover, retard. Instead of retard. That's offensive. I offended myself doing that. Apologize. We'll call this railroad conversations. Welcome, friends. Say hi. We love conversation. We do. Even if you're just trying to troll, I like responding. I think I know exactly where I'm at. I think I just heard a chicken too. Squirrel. Let's jump off a cliff real quick to go find that chicken. That'd be nice. Now, when we get to where we're going, I have some victory chicken lined up. And if you don't know what I mean by that, it's a chicken that I skinned when I was up at the Northwest Airfield. got geared up and I overloaded myself on ammunition and just whatever I can find, and cycled through weapons. I dropped weapons. It's a cycle. I mean, you're playing on an official server. I've been playing solo as well. I don't trust players in this. Even if you are playing with a friend that you do know, you can never really truly trust them. Oh, it was an accident. Yeah, right. Wasted 3 fucking days on you. Um, that hasn't happened to me in a long time, but if this is the city, I think it is down here. Might be some stuff. That should be a power station then. So yeah, we should be getting close to the coast. Along the way, the road will split, and you'll see a bridge on the opposite side. There will be a military, checkpoint, I should say, not checkout. Be a military checkpoint somewhere along the line, and I might go run down there and check it out. Shouldn't really be anything too terribly good, but I am still searching for night vision goggles, so I think the longest one of these streams has been is about, say, 2 hours and 15 minutes. But this little embankment right here, and then the rail, and then a nice steep drop, that kind of shows me I'm getting close to the area that I'm thinking of. I would love to go look down there for some wire, but I also don't want to waste all of my ammo fighting zombies right now. I do have a 30 round magazine in this weapon. It now has, what was that? Squirrel. Yeah, see, there's a zombie off over there. Hearing lots of gunfire. Not holding the BSS, holding the wrong one. Another reason why I'm glad I'm not running down there. That zombie down there could not have been because of me, personally, especially with me up here on the rail line. I'm not inside of a big town. I'm actually far enough away that they won't spawn, but let's say I was on the other side of that electrical line, I guess maybe they would spawn, but I keep my eyes out. Just make sure that I don't get shot in the back or anything like that. Also, I'm not trying to move too quickly to give away my position. If like you're sprinting across a field or something like that, you're more likely to be seen than if you were just slowly creeping along. Or like if you're moving with the speed of the trees up there, how they're swaying back and forth. kind of makes sense. There's that bridge, I think. No, that town has gas in it. That might be what that explosion was, but with the zombie down there, I don't think so. But with gas being in a town like this, that means that somebody's been in the area relatively soon. So, those chemical bombs drop on top of people. And that happened to me in one of my last episodes. See, look, there's another zombie just sitting down there. That can't be for me. Far too far away for it to be me as a target. I don't want to peek out too much and make myself obviously known. I guess this is where binoculars would come in handy, but they're also a pretty heavy item. They take up a lot of room. That's what I mean by heavy. Inventory heavy, I guess. I guess in one of the latest updates, it doesn't matter how far above you are from the chemical zone. If it's still in the same region, you can be affected by the chemicals. So now you can't just, run to that abandoned ship. What is that right up there? Okay. You can't just run to that abandoned ship and run to the top floor and get out of the chemical zone anymore. You used to be able to run deep into that into a fog wearing an MVC suit, go to the top of the ship, and then be able to take your mask off and breathe, so while you're not wasting, your gas masks, filters and stuff. But they've just recently patched that, so now you definitely would die. Um, it's not good. It's not good. I'm not bloodthirsty either. I really want to get back to a safe environment so that way I can start building. This is not that bridge I was telling you about either. Um, I got scared that I was going to fall through that. So right here you can see how the road splits into threes. So, of course, now there's going to be a zombie spawning on me. That's totally understandable. You know what? I'll go check over there. So. See, somebody's run through here and opened up all the doors. They too must be looking for something specific. Sometimes you can climb up here on these ladders and you can find weapons sitting on top of the little shop or whatever. Very rarely will you ever actually find anything, but I found rifles, I found, regular pistols, I found SMGs. And even though I've been playing this game since it launched, I don't really want to put myself in that position where I'm actually getting shot at or, putting my inventory at risk just yet. I get somewhere safe before I go run around and look for NPC gear and then a couple of filters and stuff like that and get ready to actually go and get some more gardening lime. I don't know what gun that goes to, but I think... Pretty sure I don't need that. if I was just running across in that town, it would take a lot longer to get from point A to... I would walk into a fucking pole. It would take a lot longer to get from point A to point B, but I think that is the power station that I was thinking of. Power plant. Pretty sure this is one of the mountain ranges that connects into that bridge close to the other side of the rail yard. As of right now, I'm just gonna take it slow for a second, just to kind of double check it. I'm not being followed, obviously. I would hate to be followed, but train tracks are like one of the easiest ways to get from point A to point B. Alright, my health is starting to get a little low. Okay. So I'm not going for the victory chicken, but I will go for the baked beans. I'll eat up these baked beans really quickly, and then be on my way. Once your food and water meters start hitting yellow, it means that you're at 25%. So with the apple or whatever symbol that just turned yellow, it means that I've only got 25% food in my system. And I don't want to sprint, because if I start sprinting, then it's going to chunk away at that a little bit fast. See, the water just almost immediately went down as soon as I started walking, but if I were to lay down on the floor, it goes back up. In fact, it doubles almost. So, just keep on walking, keep on walking. I have enough liquids on me. Healthy enough to get from point A to point B, but food is definitely next on the agenda. If I can get a fishing pole when I get back to the coast, I'm set. I can keep myself alive for days. There's a train down there. I don't know if there's ever, I mean, maybe not a train, but definitely a cargo container area. Looks like a little police station down there in the corner. Those would be some nice places to check and loot. That back up. The reason why I have a shovel on me is so that way I can start doing some base building later on. That way I can put down my foundation plot. One thing I don't have is nails, but those are some of the easiest. Nails and some regular wire. Wire would help me make some doors. Don't know if I need any rope to keep myself. I have a rope in my inventory right now. I don't know if I need more than just one rope to be able to do what I need to do. If so, that's an easy fix. Although I don't assume that you can fix anything with a shovel, so. But as soon as we get back to the coast, or maybe not even just the coast, once I get to that area where I want to set up my camp, I'll take a minute and eat that victory chicken with you guys. There's that crossover bridge. And Just over there, just past that tree line, should be that military camp. I have been ambushed by wolves over here, though. In the house, it's like right down there, on the other side of that tree line. I'm getting very, very close to the shore. You know that. I'll tell you what, though, if I hear wolves, I'm just gonna start sprinting. They'll probably catch up with me. I'll be like, no, don't, oh, no. Turn into Kevin Hart for a second. Not me, okay. No. Ooh, little train station. I see you. More victory chicken. It's kind of one of the cons of not being, or not wearing a headset as you're listening for chickens, I guess. If you had a headset on, you'd basically be able to hear the distance, exact location. It's kind of weird. Like, you would know exactly where the chicken is for some reason. It's like, okay, the audio for DayZ is actually really, really good. Um, I hope they didn't mess with it too much. But I'm glad that when I got relatively close to that chicken, he was like, hey, what's up, dude? I'm here. Kill me. So, got him. Got him. So, a little confusing. There was train tracks up there on that hill, and now there's some downhill. So, oh, I was wrong. That's the bridge that I was talking about. I know it looked different. So, this is the hill that I'm going to be putting my base on. Uh, Not this one, that one. That bridge separates two towns. Man, it has been, what, almost a year since I've been over here last? It's crazy to think about. Kind of makes me want to run back up that tree line just to not be out in the open. The reason why I'm down here, though, is because I know that military base is just over there. I mean, it is kind of a nice area across the way over that way, but my honest opinion, don't really want to get lost up there searching around for a good spot to go and find a base when I know where a good spot is. Very easy for people to just hop on here and be like, okay, I know exactly what server he's on, where he's at, and stuff like that, but that's why I want to go in a specific direction, so that way I can find my own positioning, be like, okay, this is for sure the right spot. What would be nice though is if I run over there and there's that military base I was talking about. It would be nice if I ran up the hill right where I want to run and then I just found another base with some items just sitting in it. Then again, my gear is completely full, so I don't know what I would do with all that junk. All that junk inside my trunk. A lovely lady junk. Check it out. Be very, very quiet. A little bit harder to be quiet when you're sprinting on solid ground, but at the same time, I don't really want to get spotted by any zombies currently. At least until I'm in a decent spot where I can keep myself safe, like up here would be totally fine. Shut up, Sam. Hope you didn't just scream and call for all the other zombies in the area, but that was a gunshot. Hopefully not pointed towards me. There's a cow or a moose in the area too. I didn't check to see what kind of box rounds those were. Oh, yes. Okay. Now I'm running towards the shots, but that makes me think that he's up on that mountain right where I was thinking, or within that general vicinity. So I really want to be quiet and pay attention for my surroundings. Okay, I'm gonna cut that up really quickly. Damn, that's a lot of chicken. Okay. I don't know what kind of gun that was used a little bit ago, but it's clearly some kind of rifle. He could be over there at these trains. Could be up on the hill right up there. Zombie over there, isn't it? Alright. Might still be a little too far out for anything to spawn. I haven't heard any more gunshots, so hopefully the person's no longer there. For those of you that just chimed in, I heard a shot ricochet my direction from over here, and there's a zombie right there. Gotta be in this general vicinity then. What, 400, 500 meters. Right down here is a local watering hole too, so there he is. No? Damn. There's a zombie, there's a zombie. There's for sure some people in the area. I know for a fact somebody's in this area because there's zombies down there for one. Two, I've heard a shot ring out, so I'm not trying to expose myself too much, but I'm not seeing where the player went. I've seen zombies all across this little walking path, so I'm assuming he might be up here on the mountain with me. What is that? Oh, it's dead. What did I say? Run into somebody's camp up here. Well, what would be nice is if I can just tear that down or go steal some weapons from them, and then pull back a little bit. And it's empty. Packing up a tent. Look at this. Alright. So, I'm going to just remove this from this guy's possession. Looks like I'm making biscuits. It really did look like I was kneading. Turned into a cat there for a minute. A cat burglar! Ha 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 ha. This person will never find his fucking tent. I could have sworn I set it up over here. Little does he know, you just found a tent for another man. The best part is I have a flag and I have a shovel, so I can set this base thing down, and it will not despawn as long as I have a flagpole up. I want to set it down in a relatively covered area. And this area right here is pretty flat, but I'm not even like 100 feet away from where I just stole the tent from. Oh, look, that rock is pretty flat right there. That's interesting. I mean, I feel like that would be too obvious. Just gonna try to walk my way up and over this little landmass, I guess. Pack my weaponry away, especially this VSS and all the spare magazines that I have for it, because the VSS is fairly rare, so if I can go run back and pick up another one, another run, maybe in another episode, I think I'll be set. I know exactly where I'm at too. Although if I was trying to get back to spawn zone, it would probably take way too long. So, and yes, unfortunately, you have to carry these big ass fucking tents. I can't just put it in my backpack and run. Now, if I were to just log out of the game right now, that'd be totally fine. I'd be holding onto the thing when I log back in. But I get somewhere nice and secluded and pick up some of that victory chicken, or eat the slice of victory chicken that I still have. This little alcove is a fairly nice spot actually, but don't want to build right here because this is just off of a hiking trail, so see this for days. Now, right over there where the tree is vibrantly orange should just be a little bit further down, and there will be a little village up against the beach line where I can go fishing in peace and hunt for stuff. Then again, it is a pretty decently far walk from town. However, if you ever want to find a base, the best place to do that is to just walk around the edge of the map, and you'll find so many people's bases. I can't tell if those are houses or if those are more rocks. What I do know is that on the other side of this mountain range, it'll drop just a little bit. I don't think there's any trees back there. Um, Not only is there like a little small town that's really secluded away from everything else, but there's a lot of campsites nearby, and I think there's also a military camp nearby. So I've already named this episode Searching for Stitches, but like within the first 10 minutes of this stream, I've already found a repair kit and patched up all my clothing. So or at least my shirt, my pants. Maybe not my vest or anything like that, but oh, please don't tell me it's a sheer drop. That would suck so badly. Might be able to fortify that barn, but in order to build myself like a gate or anything like that, I'm gonna need some wire so that way I can actually look at that rock is super flat right there at the edge of the tent right there. Kind of crazy. I wonder if anybody's ever tried to build up on top of that rock before. If there's any real way to get up there. So doesn't look like it. Not safely at least. Yeah, how far that goes. Jesus. There's a zombie right there. There's another one. Those ones could spawn because there's a third one. Those ones could have spawned because of me being here in the area, but if I see anybody, I'm just going to drop this bag really quickly and pull out my gun. I can't run with this thing in my arms, so keep my distance, keep my eyes on that barn. Kind of looks like there's something on the floor in there. But the little place that I'm looking for is just right over there. I can see a little house right there as well, so, and I can see the water. That's perfect. That's where I'm headed. And that's where I think I want to set up my little camp. And then I'll come back and I'll take a look at that barn right after I eat my victory chicken. Great thing about this little spot is that it's so far out of field of view that nobody really comes over here. And if they do, they can hardly survive, so. But my problem is I still don't have wire, and I hope that's not a player base right over there. I can't tell if that's a house or if somebody made a little hut right over there in the water, or if it's just the other side of the. Okay, so that's a power line. I'm thinking that's a little sandy beach over there as well. Is that are those zombies? That zombie right there cannot be from me. I'm too far away. I'm just going to stick to this tree line for a second, and then I will take a quick gaze around the area. double check that there's absolutely nobody in this region before I try to go run in there and just hand this person a tent. If I'm just at 10%, that's impressive. The door is open down there. There's a car. Looks like it's destroyed. Another destroyed car over there. I don't remember if that's out of the ordinary or not. What is out of the ordinary is that those zombies spawned well before I even got into the town. There's another car sitting up over there. 2. There's 2 zombies down there. 3. Just want to take a quick peek around and make sure that there's nobody here before I go run down there. What is that? The boathouse? I think it is. There's a boat down there. That's zombie number 4. It's not abnormal for boats to just be lying around, but what I do find to be abnormal is the fact that these zombies have spawned before I've even gotten into the town. So I'm out in the open now. If anybody was gonna find me, easily visible right now. Set the tent down next to that. I'll enjoy the soda really quickly, and then I'm gonna go check around this town and make sure that there's no people. For those of you that are just tuning in, I heard a gunshot a long time ago, like maybe, say about 20, 30 minutes ago. came from the town just behind me, but there's also a ton of zombies that spawned into this little area that I was headed to just prior to me even being in the town. So I'm hoping that whoever was in this area just kind of logged out really quickly and decided not to fight. Okay, come on. Zucchini. Can't even pick that up. A young pickle. That's funny. Ah, fuck. I took far too many shots. .357 rounds. Wow. I was talking about that earlier today. You died getting shot in the dick, you fucking weird ass zombie. Can't. What blows me away is that all these houses are open. Electrical repair kit. That's all. Cat food. I'll eat that. I'll eat that cat food. But yeah. Then, yeah, there were zombies even sitting up at the top of the road, half a mile out before I was even close to town. What is that? Can opener as well? Broom. How do I not? Oh. Or and then there's a shotgun. I don't think I have enough room in here to set up a tent. But I think I have enough room in that house over there. I think there's enough room in here for a tent. Is this a schmegma? Gross. What I would love is if I can come down here and find a retractable fishing rod. That there's another Nota and another. a random flashlight laying on the ground. Is that fishing? Oh. Netting is pretty nice. If I can find some burlap sacks, I will definitely start cutting them up, saving this boat. Not see him there. Looks like the sun's going down. Drop the netting in here, or I don't necessarily need it, but what I do need to do is make sure I have this tent in my inventory if I do end up logging out, at least for the time being. Not seeing any fishing poles, damn. Kind of curious if I can, if that thing's going to be in the way. So it gives you the outline of the tent, but it's kind of hollow. Once it's kind of lit up white, and then you can place it down. I'm trying to stay away from that zombie, and then the one that was over there. I'm gonna go see if I can drop it in that house right down. If so, that'd be nice. But even if I can plop it down right there, I might not even set it down right now. I might just wait. I mean, I'll probably set it down just to eat the victory chicken like I was talking about earlier, but I want to try to get this tent to fit into one of these houses, and if I can't, then I will. Fairly certain I can probably get it into this one over here. Maybe not that one, but maybe this one. I don't know. Let's check out this house real quick. That'd be really cool if it can just pop up right there, but it won't let me put it there. Maybe. Ooh. It looks like it wants to, but as my character is breathing, it's kind of preventing me from doing so. Let's see if I can. Okay. Might be because of the roof. Yeah, it looks like it kind of cuts into the roof of the. Let's go check out this last house over here. I really doubt it'll fit over there. but it'll, oh, okay, yeah, because it's a little bit longer than I anticipated. But right there behind the house, but pop out clear as day, so I don't want to do that. Oh, that's what she said. Uh-uh. Or she said something else. She said, go away from me. I'm starting to think that maybe this one, 2 box is not. Keep testing me. I'm gonna eat your friendly zucchini. Won't be very friendly after that. Alright. Let me see. I want to be able to set this down somewhere. So. Testing me. I'll eat that zucchini in one bite and you won't have any left. I feel like I kind of cursed myself coming way out here. Doesn't look like you have anywhere to make zucchini nachos out there. Zucchini nachos. Hey, is that a dick joke? Is that a dick joke? It's a good one. It's a good dick joke. Made me laugh. I hate laughing. Just kidding. And this is the edge of the map. I don't like slicing my dick. It's no fun. It sounds like getting your dick caught in a zipper. That's too much of a slope right there. I don't know if they'll let me build outside of this line right here. So, let's see. Might not get a good spot to place this tent down. Unless I go way up here. It's already starting to get dark. Semi-flat ground, semi-flat. Alright, alright. Getting it. Oh, still at an angle. That sucks. Yeah, plant it up in the tree. Straight up sideways. I heard girls like it sideways. You know, horizontal and shit. Well, I mean, in this case, the tent would be vertical like that. Vertical tent. Vertical tents. I thought Jack was white this whole time. But his name just screams black. Jack Black. I wonder if that gives him the N-word pass. Fuck, still slanted. How is this not flat enough ground to plant a... Ah, picky, picky, picky. Oh, it gave me the ability to for a second, then it just bounced away. I feel like this is a spot to get ambushed by feral chickens. I feel like the ground is getting a little bit more flat, kind of like my sense of humor. But then the more I turn to the side, it's like, no, you thought wrong. You thought so wrong. Are these cars? No way. Please tell me that somebody's got their gear sitting in these cars. No fucking way. Why can I not put that on? Here we go. What is this? Medium tent. So I'm not the only person out here trying to build a base. I drink this guy's... Yep, okay. I drink his soda. Nah. Want to steal his spark plugs. This is a dick move. He's gonna have a very difficult time finding those spark plugs now. What is that? An M16? Alright, what's with this car? Holy fucking Jesus. There's a plate carrier. Well, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but also, well, okay, guys. So, I think I just kind of set up a little explosive timer for whoever comes back to this little base, and he's gonna be so upset with himself. But for right now, I actually can't see worth a damn. And I want to check out this spot a little bit. So I think for right now, I think I'm gonna call it for the stream. And oh yeah, when I stand up, I can see a little bit clearer because of the glare on the screen. But I'll come back in a couple hours and I will take a look and see how that it has turned out. And I have my tent in my hands, so if that character comes back and he tries going through his cars or trying to grab some extra gear or stashing anything away, he's gonna have a hard time because first of all, he's missing spark plugs for his cars, and secondly, there's those traps set up. So he's probably gonna go and look for the spark plugs and then not find them and jump to the other car and be like, oh, maybe it's over here, and blow himself up. So that's a hope. And then that'd be hilarious. Um, and then I can make my way back to a reasonable area and set up a decent campsite away from prying eyes. And then I was really hoping that would be a good spot, but I guess it wasn't. So until next time, people, I will try to post again in a little bit today, so feel free to subscribe and like, and feel free to put on notifications so that way you can see when I hop on and see how this turns out. But I hope you guys have had a wonderful Monday, wonderful Mother's Day weekend, and I will catch you on the next one.